Hello. Howdy, hi, welcome. Come on in. I wonder what we're gonna be drawing today. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I've got everything. But it feels like I'm just forgetting something today. We're drawing Animal Crossing. As people. Like how we did last time. Yippee yahoo! Because I gotta get all 10 of these fuckos. And we're starting with Ketchup today. Cutie pootie little Ketchup because, quite frankly, she's easy. This is an easy design to work with. Rhonda is our other main topic today. Depending on how quickly we go, we might do a third. We might also do Leopold. But Rhonda's harder because of the shape of her face. I've been struggling to try to figure out what the heck I want to do about her horn. And I haven't figured it out yet. So here's hoping we figure that out. That's all I guess I can say about that. Ketchup, exactly. So let's get, actually, let's start by, let me pull up the previous, someone who I've already done, so I can use them as a kind of height comparison. Now I just gotta remember how I named these dang little things. Does anyone else get lost in their files like how I do? I'm always like, what did I call that? And then also being like I hate the alphabet. I hate having to shut up. Sorry, the music's so loud. I feel like I'm yelling over it. And I bet you guys can't even hear it. But yeah, I hate having to go through the alphabet in order to find whatever it is I'm looking for, and I'm tired of singing the alphabet to myself. Hang on, I'm also fiddling with the window, just a smiggly bit. Nice. Okay, great. Now we've got Renee. We can use Renee as a kind of a height deal here. Realizing I've been saving files in the wrong spot for hours, then you can't find them. Genuinely, if I do that, I reopen it. And then I go to as if I'm gonna save it again, so I can see what file I saved it into, you know? I think Ketchup likes swimming in ketchup instead of water. I can't say she's mentioned anything to that effect. Alright. Actually, I'll just copy all of Renee over. There she is. And that's fine that looks like that, because she's just here as a height reference. So I'll also make her a little invisiblist, and then I'll get rid of her when I don't need her. Who we drawing today? We're starting with Ketchup. And I'm using Renee as height. So Ketchup's gonna have a cute round face, just like the actual ducky. I was thinking about what angle I wanted her at. Alright, cool. Great. And she's gonna be short. She is demonstrably the shortest member of the island. Hi ho. Hi ho, hi hum. Imagine Ketchup likes mustard. Yeah, instead of ketchup. So what do you want on your hot dog? Relish. Just relish? Yeah. Did I stutter? Oh, well, And she's a bit pear-shaped because the ducks are, you know, it's tough to see, but, you know, a bit of a bell-shaped body down there. Let me save. AC Ketchup. And nice. At work today, I was telling one of my regulars about my eye. And how it's falling apart. And some other lady, like, approaches, and she's like, oh, I could not help but overhear. She had a German accent, which I can't do, but imagine. And she's like, I could not help but overhear that you are having trouble with your eye. I know someone who does holistic medicine, who fixes eyes, children who are blind, he gives them some treatment and they can see. And I go, oh, yeah, in India, and I'm like, you think I'm fucking going to India? Who do you think I am? And so I just had to politely listen to whatever the fuck she had to say. You know, I don't want that leg to be straight, that's a little not quite right. As I was like, Anyway, I then try to go back to talking to the person I actually know. And she just could not take the hint. And I think I want this leg to actually be bent a little bit more. I feel like this happens every fucking time. I'm always bending legs just a little bit more. There we go. No, and then it's always like, and then you can't fucking, no, we're not doing that this time. I always do that. I always have legs crossed just kind of slightly. Sometimes you gotta push yourself and draw some characters at a different pose. Join our cult, duh. Exactly. Your eye, will it survive? I don't know. I guess I could tell you guys about that. The one manager from my job who I really don't like got fired. Oh, well, good that you don't need to deal with them anymore. Twins, says the German lady. Me, no little German boy. Don't go to the back of the Spencer. But yeah, updates about Twiins' eye. So, I went to the doctor again, but this is a different doctor. Actually, I can't remember where I left you guys off last time. Oh my god. Just draw the fucking duck! Just give her a pose! Fuck this leg. This leg is fucking up my whole steez. Yeah, I can't remember where I last gave you guys an update. So, basically, they were like, it's this. I was like, okay. And then they were like, actually, it's not this. At first, they were like, it's keratoconus. They thought that my cornea was growing in a cone shape. That's the, like, clear membrane on top of your eye. I'm like, oh. And then they're like, actually, it's not that. Oh, okay. And the doctor, he looks at me and he's like, it's not keratoconus. And I'm like, okay, then what is it? And he goes, it's not keratoconus. And I'm like, that's not what I fucking asked. And so they were like, he's like, I don't know. Do you want to just wait a couple months to see if it gets better? Bitch, no. It's already been, my eye has been like this since June. It's incredibly easy to remember. It was when the Switch 2 came out. And, Undertale. No, Deltarune. Chapters 3 and 4. Because, I remember so clearly because I was on vacation when this all began. And so I was like, fucking no. So I went back to the first doctor, and he's like, okay, I think you have EMBD. Which is tough to describe, basically where your cornea is like, so you got your eye, instead of growing out in a cone shape, it's like, and I was like, oh, well, that's bad. And he's like, yeah, and so surgery will have to happen. And I was like, uh-oh. And so I go back to the second doctor, who I believe is like a specialist. I've given this man $150, this specialist, and it's on that visit that I learn, after giving him my $150, that he is actually just another optometrist at the same level as the first doctor that I've been seeing. And I was like, oh, well, fucking, that explains why you don't know shit, diddly, because he's like, he looks at my eye, and he's like, so it's not that either. And I'm like, then what the fuck is it? And he's like, I don't know, I don't know, it's weird, it's weird and I don't know. And he offers, like, no suggestions on what he thinks it could be. And I'm like, can I actually see a specialist, like how I thought I was? this whole time? And he's like, yeah. And so I gotta give them another $50 every time I've visited this specialist, quote unquote. It's been a $50 copay. So now it's $200 that I've had to give this stupid company. And I'm figuring out an arm. And the actual, and it's not even a cornea specialist, it's just an ophthalmologist, which is like, that arm kind of blows, actually. Just like a fancy optometrist, basically. An optometrist, but like a middle evolution, you know? And I finally see an ophthalmologist, and he basically says, I don't know what it is. You have to see a cornea specialist. And there isn't one in where I live. I would have to drive for 3 hours to get to a cornea specialist. And I don't have a vehicle, and also I get car sick. So I could, but at this point I'm like, what would even happen? We finally got her body down. Yippee! And I'm like, what would even happen? And he's like, well, either there's nothing we can do about it, or, we would do surgery to, like, laser off your cornea and have it grow back, and it might grow back and be all better, or it might grow back and be just still bad. We're drawing Ketchup! And I was like, oh. Awesome! So it means you gotta get to level 36 and turn upside down to get to an ophthalmologist. Exactly. So... yeah. That's what I've been up to. And now here we are, where my, yeah, $20,000 for a 50-50 shot. Exactly. Corneas grow back. Did I hear that right? Yep, they grow back. It's just, don't forget, you know, so you've got your eye, and then you've got, like, a clear membrane around it. You can see it. If you've got cats, they're really easy to see on cats. And that can get basically lasered off and then grow back. And since it's like an important, like, part of you, it grows back really quickly. So that's handy dandy convenient. Unfortunately, like, I don't want to do that. I'd rather not, if it's not gonna actually fix me. So yeah, that's what we've been dealing with over here in Twiins land. Kind of a real Dragon Ball Z ass nose here. So yeah, I guess my vision will just be kind of blurry forever. That's some clown shit. Yeah, I know. And, yeah, I just don't want it to also affect my left eye. That's what I'm kind of worried about. Because I don't know what happened. You know, from my perspective, it just suddenly did this, you know, and, I can't help but worry, like, what if it happens to both eyes? And so I try not to worry about that. But yeah, it does just mean I'm a little slow, because I can't see. Yeah. So be patient with me if I'm just a little bit slow with uploading things, as I get used to the fact that my eyes don't work. That my one eye does not work properly. We're gonna do something really cool with Ketchup. I've got a cool idea. I gotta get her, like, eyelashes in, though. I'm not gonna have them both go to the left. That'd be stupid. How you gonna do the beak? I think I'm just having beak be long nose. Maybe I'll give her like some cute like lip gloss or something. But we can find a way. Oh, I gotta get her hair clip though. She absolutely needs a green hair clip for her little tomato. Little tomato head. Wide flat nose, exactly. Twins, be patient, my eyes suck ass ink. And she's real chatty, because she's peppy. So, she needs a big... Wait, I've got an idea. Okay, hang on. Had to lean in and everything. Okay. Fun! Cute! What a cutie. Cute fun. Okay. And then she's got these big ol' eyes. Which, honestly, I think I've made her eyes too big. Those are some grim magic ass peepers right there. Hang on. I'll just make you a little bit more normal size. And then we'll make this one also. I just like big eyes, but sometimes you gotta reel it in. It's okay to have a style, but it's also, you know, it doesn't hurt to recognize when sometimes you're getting in your own way. Cutie. Her face is really this away, and then I think I can, but I want her hair to be doing something, so. Okay, that's good. There we go. Now we're playing with angles. Thinking with portals. I need water. Gotta stop looking at me with them big ol' eyes, exactly. Oh my gosh, I'm so far over. You guys can't barely see shit. Here, you know what? Let me kind of reframe my window a little bit here. It'll be actually, how valuable really is it to see my all that stuff? Here, now I won't be in the way, and you'll actually be able to see what the fuck I'm doing. And I could just scoop chat over here, so you're slightly less in the way. I don't know, maybe you'll miss being able to see my layers, but until I start like coloring, it's not even all that pertinent info over there. Okay, now let's get Ketchup's cute little outfit going. She's got a cute little dress. So here, let me actually scoop Ketchup up so I can reference her more easily. Twins, I'm happy you liked Messiah's little tribute. Yeah, it was so cute. You know what, actually, what we should do when we finish sketching Ketchup, we'll take a second to watch it. I'll figure out how to do that for you guys, and we'll watch it together. So, yeah, we'll get the sketch, and then take a small break to look at a cute little video that Messiah and One Taker made. This is a pretty high collar dress here. The hardest part is drawing the clothes because they make like actual clothes, and you can't just kind of like bullshit it. You gotta really think about what you're doing. She's got a nice little gradient that I think I'd like to figure out how to incorporate somehow. And she's got winglings. But I don't want to give her like an undershirt. I think that would... Ooh, but or do I actually? Ooh hum. Hoo hum hum ho. I think we're gonna get a little fancy with it. Let's get this dress in here. Pretty. Brand good question, but do you have any age headcanons for your villagers? I imagine they're all adults, but just curious about what you think. Not particularly. I tend to not think about that kind of stuff. Like the age ranges of characters or things. But I mean, obviously, Gonzo, is that his name? Gonzo? Yeah, my cranky villager, he's probably the oldest. Ketchup is probably the youngest. But other than that, once you get to like 25, all age is the same. Shit, she covered up her personal information. Them layers. I'm thinking, wait, I'm a fool. I'm a fool and an idiot. Yes. There we go. Cute little kind of cuff link. This will be her, kind of like the wingaling that we were looking for there. Very hip in Lolita fashion. This is why sometimes you gotta do a second thought. You know, I've drawn a lot of, you know, things as humans in my time. I like doing that a whole lot. And so it's easy to go, she bird. She bird with wings. So I give long sleeves. Long sleeves can flare out like a wing. And there's so nothing wrong with that. But sometimes you have to sit there and think, okay, well, how do I do, you know, a second bird? Do I just give them all long sleeves? And sometimes it just benefits to think outside the box. We gotta get some detailing onto this dress real quick. Hang on. So we got like a little bow. I want to say Petrie is older purely because she gives me Lorelai or Professor Ivy vibes. Fascinating. You know what's fun about Petrie, since she's a little scientist? She's always catching bugs and fishing. She is one of the more active villagers, you know, in a world where villagers predominantly just like, you know, bum around. They don't have much going on in their day. But Petrie's always doing things, and I like to think it's her doing little experiments. Also, ever since I drew Cranston, you know, he's a little space cadet kinda, but with the makeup and everything, he kinda ends up giving, I don't know, like, he's not just a space cadet, but like he's seeing through the world. Kind of a deal. Like he's actually he sees ghosts or some shit. And that's really fun. So I highly recommend you draw your villagers as people, because you might accidentally characterize them in fun new ways. How do I do these duck feet? What's a shoe that looks like that? Give her long arms and fingers and have them spread out like wings? Yes. my pretty villager. Trust when she knows what's hip and cool. And I sure do. You're planning on starting a new island? Probably draw them as human? Hell yeah! Hoo hum. Hoo hoo hoo. Hummy hummy ho. I'm not good at drawing sandals, but it just feels right. If you come to a twin stream because you get excited at the idea of her drawing feet, you're a fool. You just are. Why the fuck? Are you here? I've told you before I can't draw. Can't draw feet or shoes. You must be a masochist. In which case it makes sense why you're here. That is an acceptable sandal. Acceptable enough. No critiquing of Twiins sandals will be accepted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you critique the shoe or the feet in any way, we all just have to make the assumption that you like feet too much, and that's okay. You know, I'm not here to kink shame, but everyone needs to know. Feet like Calvin and Hobbes. I think it's important to recognize your weaknesses as an artist. And on a theoretical, I could learn to improve my foot game, as it were. Or I can just recognize that I don't love drawn feet, and I'll work on improving other things, like guns and cars. Other things that I know I'm bad at. Cute! I think I want to add just a hint of like, kind of shorts. Because you can see, you know, she's got a little duck body down there. Cutie pie! Cutie pie patootie pie! What a gal. Let's save. And then I'm gonna make my screen invisiblest. And then we'll watch a little video that Messiah and One Taker made. And it's gonna be super cute. So let's do that really quick. Go away. And I'm not good at drawing feet, mostly because I don't like drawing the feet. See, me too, yeah. I just don't care. Listen, hands are hard enough. I'm sorry. I'm laughing at Demon's Liberation. They've got a reply to my stream going live. And it's this. Oh, hang on. I got it. Here. Control V. Okay, hang on. Let me bring my window back so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Okay. Okay, there. Yeah. Fucking Demon's Liberation reply. I quote tweeted myself saying, "It has begun for stream." They replied with this. Alright, let me hide that again. And I'll get Messiah's video up here. Go to my bookmarks. Do. Okay. Ooh, okay. And let me window that to make my life slightly easier. Okay, turning off the PGM so we can hear the video. Okay. It's the line again. Okay, great. Now, let me go to Chrome. There we go. It has begun looks like a threat, doesn't it though? Here, you don't need to see all the crap on the sides of my blue sky, but let's make this nice and big. This is by Messiah and One Taker. Okay. Now, the video's a little quiet, so I'm gonna crank up the desktop audio real quick, and let's give this a watch. This is fun. Let's appreciate.
Twiins is a fallen angel that no one understands. Both her plans and twist chat, always giving her commands. She escapes the gloom of the back rooms, wonder what she's gonna stream. Her roommate and her sis are gonna grant her wish. Now in virtual reality, she is a VTuber.
I first of all can't believe that you completely rewrote the whole opening, by the way. This is so cute.
Fairly Odd Streamer.
Wings and memes. More hot boys, please.
VTuber. Fairly Odd Streamer. Scary eye, butterfly, evil side, hot guy. VTuber. Fairly Odd Streamer. You should go watch Twins the VTuber.
Yeah, right. And here's the thing, you can pause a million times, and if that was tough to hear, that's okay. You can find my blue sky, you know, I'll just plonk a link right here in chat for you guys. Boink. And you can listen to that, just in case my audio was a little too quiet for you, but it's so funny that you can pause at any point and there's a new joke on screen. Like how Jack 2, or it might be Jack 3, it hits me as I exit the bus, which is hilarious. All the things that have brought me pain. Also, chat yells, "Draw Bionicle," which also Vincent and Cat 2. Every frame is truly a picture. Me crying. I forgot I drew this. What a good thumbnail. You got so much art of me for all of this, which is so dang cute. They completely drew this. This is a unique, illustrated by either One Taker or Messiah, and that's awesome. And it's so cute. It's so fun to see all the different little things that they added. And also, I noticed that at first this executive producer Banjo and or Kazooie. Also, this was on the Discord. I think Zero had made a reference to me being a pimp, and I drew that up really quick. And I just realized that this is created by a bitch hard man. So it's super duper cute. I cherish that. Thanks a million for making that, for working that up, cause it's really swell, and I real dang appreciate it. I gotta there's a line again. I gotta reformat my screen for you guys now. Truly a purple go up moment, exactly. So yeah, hell yeah. 10 out of 10 fan art right there. That's gonna be tough to beat in the fan art category for the yearly. It's going to become yearly Twiins Choice Awards. Let's get back to drawing. My lion's still here. He'd still be here, but he goes away now. Delete. Goodbye. Back to the picture. Back to doing what we were doing. Let's get that BGM back on in here. Boink. I need water. Water. Okay. Let's add line art. Line art is such a necessary evil for art. It's so important for, like, making things look clean and finished. But, I don't wanna. I wanna just go straight to coloring. I like coloring. And so I think that's why, honestly, my line art is pretty messy. More often than not. Because I hashtag don't care. I should probably include some eyebrows around here. If you don't give a character eyebrows and they look like the Mona Lisa, it's just a little off-putting. There we go. An eyebrowy girl. I gotta get these eyes. I'm focusing. 'Tis the eyes, you know how it be. The twins gotta get quiet for a moment section. It's okay. It gives you guys time to think of some stinky questions. I love answering questions. I don't know if I've made that clear. I think I've said it before, but like how much I like answering questions. I really like answering questions. I wish I could be interviewed so that I get to answer questions. What a wonderful thing to walk in on, right? Well, should I just looked up the Mona Lisa to look, and she really doesn't have eyebrows. I know, once you learn, it completely changes her. Like, in your eyes, you know? Her ear would be like here. Let me. Yeah, it'd be like there, but it's covered up by her hair. Does that look crazy? Yes. Yeah, it kinda does. Hang on, I fucked up. Hang on. Okay, so her ear's like here. Here-ish. Doesn't really matter. But the jawline is connected to the ear. If you pay attention, your ear, you know, so you got your ear, and then your jaw, and then you've got the back of the head and the neck. And so that's why I'm finding the ear, because as it is with how I've got her, with just this like circle head, like it's a little too cartoony. And so I gotta kind of figure out where I'm going here. Oh, that looks terrible. Oh no! Alright, then we just do this. Okay, and now... hang on. Erasing, and then cleaning, and then erasing, and then a cleaning. Okay, so great. I'm giving her kind of more of a proper head shape. That's gonna be as good as it's gonna get. You could always make asking questions a stream. See, that does sound really swell. You guys ask, what kind of questions would you ask? I don't mind you guys, like, having the opportunity to just ask questions whenever. You know, I feel like I don't want, you know, I don't want to limit that. Like, oh, I want to save all my questions for when Twiins does an asking questions stream. Also because, like, what if no one shows up? Then it's just me bumming around, waiting for someone to ask me a question. Yeah, I thought about it. I think I'm really close. What's your social security number? Hello, how you doing? I'm doing okay. She looks like she exclusively eats 5 patty burgers. She does. Yeah, but, okay, so it's 5 patty burgers, but she makes special burgers where it's 1 normal patty, and then 4, like, veggie patties, and the veggie patties are made with tomato. Hey Twiins, are you a furry? I'm not. I'm sorry to disappoint. And you know, part of me is sad about that. I think it'd be fun to, I just like wearing costumes. I think it'd be fun to get to wear a mascot costume. But I think I would also like being just like a mascot, like being employed to wear a costume. Because I like costumes. So not a furry, just a costume connoisseur. Twiins, question, how do I gain the confidence to not give a shit about my messy line art? You just gotta not give a shit. You gotta figure out, here's the real, actually, for real. So, talk to other artists, and you'll figure out how often artists care too much about completely worthless bullshit. And yeah, and that's, it sounds like slander, and it kind of is, but it's to all of us. Because we all do this. Because when you talk to other artists, that's when you'll hear them be like, yeah, I'm worried, cause, you know, which one looks better? This? Or that? And it's like, that is such a minor thing. And that's what you gotta do, is also talk to normies, and you say, yeah, I'm worried about my messy line art. And they go, I don't know what that means. And you explain it to them, and they go, oh, I don't see the difference. Or, you know, they don't even get it. So, yeah, just don't give a fuck. Because no one else does. Yes, but what if you ate hot wings of increasing spice levels as you answer questions? You know, I think those interviews are fun enough. Hot Ones is what Ruth is referencing there. Hot Ones is fun enough. But I honestly think the gimmick of eating spicy wings gets in the way of a good interview. Because the video ends up becoming like 75%. Oh, that's hot. What was the question? I don't know. Yeah, it was, yeah, you know, like, it becomes that, and, that's just not as much fun for me. I'd much rather get to just watch a good interview. But, I don't know. They're ludicrously popular, so what do I know? I read that. I did only read it halfway. It's because I knew that you knew, but you insisted on asking, so I wanted to answer. I don't think you need to be a furry to wear one, but you'll most likely be accused of being a furry. It is true, I guess, isn't it? It's like you don't need to be like a straight fellow could just like wearing dresses. It's like, yeah, I just like wearing them. There ain't nothing wrong with that. And people will be like, oh, so what? Are you gay? Are you trans? Are you gender nonconforming? And it's like, I just like wearing dresses. Ain't that how it'll always be, I guess. For the foreseeable future, at least. I love her hair. Thank you! I'm also really excited for the coloring stage for it. It's gonna be super fly. You're not even ready. One of my friends on Discord does that. They'll post art and then repost it saying they fixed the mistake. And I spent like 5 minutes looking for the mistake. Yeah, and I think that's a lot of artists sweat the small stuff too much, which can be valuable, but also I think it often ends up getting in our way. And there's a thing I'd love to ask eloquently or say eloquently, but it's okay to not finish pictures. You know, a lot of people start, you know, a piece, and then they post a WIP, work in progress, and then they never finish it. And then they oh, I've got all these works in progress, and I just never finish them. And it's like, you decide when it's finished. If you're not working on it anymore, then it's finished. Now, isn't it? So, yeah, just, it doesn't need to be a fully completed piece. And in fact, and I've mentioned this before, sometimes a sketch looks better than like a fully rendered image does. Which really hurts, because I know that fully rendering things takes a lot of time and effort. But there has absolutely, even artists I really, really like, even I do it. Where it's like, this was better before I finished it. And so sometimes you just gotta figure out that finishing it just means only doing the first handful of steps. You decide when a picture is done. Harry Styles has entered the chat. What made us think this? I'll just accept it. Hi, Harry. Welcome. I suppose you're my favorite of the One Direction fellas, but I never really listened to One Direction. So that as a statistic doesn't hold too much weight. But the real question, you have mentioned that you'd probably be a cow with Allison or something like that. Mind if I draw you like that? Sure. or whatever. I like all fan art, as long as you don't sexualize me. That's kind of the only rule. I'm thinking about maybe actually having a schedule, and like normal streamers upload schedules, and you all just have to be aware of what my schedule is, which is pretty easy. I don't know, 2 days out of the week, not too hard to keep track of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. But I've been thinking about actually like properly making a schedule, and if I do that, I would include a little bit of fan art. So don't ever be afraid to draw some fan art. It might make it to the schedule. That probably won't start happening until after October. Parentheses, after Pokemon comes out. Because if you expect me to do anything when Pokemon comes out, you have not been here long enough. I was looking through my closet last week and found a lot of old art. I found a lot of unfinished pieces and just stared at them going, what the fuck was I trying to draw? It'd be like that sometimes. I was more of a big-time Rush girl as a kid, and I hated One Direction, even though they were basically the same deal. I had a friend growing up who adored One Direction. She loved them so much. And so, you know, we like how friends do. We razzed her and gave her a hard time. But, in hindsight, it's like, I mean, you know, it's fine. It's pretty bog standard stuff. Which, it sounds like an insult, but bog standard just means, you know, standard. Popular, now isn't it? I actually want to title this one C, so I can see what I'm doing here. This is also a lot of canvas for our little gal. Let's maybe clear that up a little bit. Nice. Twins? Having a schedule? Never heard of such a thing. I know, right? Heaven forbid. It's almost like I want to actually be a real for real streamer, and not a for fakesies one. Color. Okay, time to get color in here. Oh, but right, I had a thought that I was brewing a moment ago. I am really close to getting to 30,000 subscribers on YouTube. Oh, that's a lot. 30,000. Oh my! I've been fucking trailing to 30,000 for a while. It's been an uphill battle, it seems. But once I finally get there, I was thinking about maybe doing like an AMA. Would that be fun? Is that something you guys would be interested in? Look at this cute fun idea I had of the inside of her hair being the yellow, so it looks like her cheeks. Am I not a genius? So yeah. Here you go. What do you think? I think I was one of the few girls at my school who wasn't boy band crazy. A lot of the girls from my school were so obsessed it was scary. I think the problem is that we as a society tends to villainize girls' interests. If it's popular for girls, then it's made fun of, you know? Boy bands is a perfect example. Twilight. The only, like, divergence from that is when men also like it. For example, My Little Pony. Suddenly, oh, full-grown men start liking it, and it's okay. But you'll even see those, like, VTubers who, like, you'll see male VTubers get shit on pretty regularly. Because, oh, they're cringe, they're bad, and really the thing is, they make content for women. And not always, you know, but content aimed at women is mocked. And I think that's I think that's an overarching issue, and I think it can lead to, gals becoming defensive, like, off the bat, when their stuff is insulted. Which, you know, understandable. Okay, so that is not an acceptable outside of the mouth color. So we gotta make that a little bit more normal. Cute. A cutie. So she's a secret mustard girl. What's an AMA? Yeah, ask me anything. Basically a Q&A. I was thinking about a piece being a fan showing a schedule to a terrified streamer showing their worst fear. What a fascinating thought. Yes, a genius at heart. A genius in special little ways. I'll probably zhuzh up her eyes a little bit. These are, no, stop looking at me with them big ol' eyes, you know? Are these eyelashes the same shade as her, here, I'll pull from this here. Because I don't want them to match her skin tone. Okay, yeah, that's nice. Pretty. I was quoting Sonic. Oh, I see. And then let's get also cute little shorts. And okay, let's get this dress in here. Pretty easy stuff. Yeah. She's sort of giving Pride Family. I think it's her face shape that's done that. What a baller cartoon, by the way. Oh, and didn't it get like a reboot recently too? Pride Family? I think it did. Fun stuff. I used to watch a lot of Recess growing up. I feel like I never really liked it, but it was just always on. It wasn't bad, but it just, I don't know. It kind of stressed me out, but I think it's because, you know, as this happens a lot with cartoons, like explicitly, you know, about school, is it talks about growing up, and that would stress me out as a kid. And, you know, growing up is scary, isn't it? And then you do it, and then you figure out, oh, nothing changed. By the way, what do you do when you're stuck on hairstyle inspiration? I'm in braid hell right now, help. What do I do if I'm stuck? Well, looking at what other people do always helps. Whether that be real life people, like Googling like braid styles or what have you, or looking up what other people do. I've got a handful of artists who I really admire, and like I'll like Google Shiro Miwa art. I just look at what he's done, and take inspiration that way. That's a handy-dandy tip across the board for if you don't know what to do. Basically, copy someone else's homework. But you know, appropriately. Actually, I think I want these to be a little paler, so it matches the outfit a little better. Been playing a lot of Uma Musume recently. Hell yeah. I really wanted Amazon, but I did not succeed in pulling the gacha. She's a permanent character, but I was like, oh, I wanted her though. Twiins question, have you seen that one comic panel of Batman punting a child? I have not. Probably, because I don't care about Batman. Sorry. What's your favorite Uma Musume girl? My favorite is, I like how Condor Pasa. She's cute. Gold chip is also really fun, though. I want this to be paler, too. Hang on, I'm focusing. You know how the colors aren't exactly in the right order, but for the sake of, like, making it look good, that's what we're doing. Yippee! When I was younger, there were these boys who lived across the street who I would play with. One of the boys had a toy box filled with mostly girl toys. It was the first time I've ever seen a boy who really played with girl toys, and I admired how not ashamed he was, since most guys around me back then were stereotypical toxic masculinity. Hell yeah. My cousin growing up, very proudly, told everyone that his favorite color was pink. Because in a similar world. And I hope at some point the fellas can help themselves with toxic masculinity. It's an issue. Toxic masculinity. You know, having fellas believe that they can or cannot like things just because of some nebulous, steeped in misogyny concept of machismo. And you know, that's a huge bummer. And I think it would really benefit everyone if fellas could learn to appreciate, you know, all manners of, to drop the toxic masculinity. And the reason why I say the fellas need to do it is because we can't help you. Women, people of color, the LGBTQ plus community, we've tried. Especially white straight fellas are already in control. You guys gotta help yourselves. And I hope you do, because you're missing out. You all deserve to get to live a better life. And no one can do that for you but you. We're gonna go with a warm shadow for her, since she's got such like a warm color palette in general here. I'll probably add a little bit of lipstick maybe to get kind of her beak really going, but for now I'm actually gonna get rid of all the color so I can shade her with ease. I was lucky that I got Amazon. Hell yeah, she's very badass. She's super badass. That's why I liked her so much. a real cool gal. I'll get her at some point if I keep playing. I thought about getting I was like, maybe I'm an adult. Perhaps I could get myself some getcha points. But then I looked at it, and to buy enough of the carrots you need to do a gacha pull, it's like $20 for one pull. And I was like, ew, no, I'm not doing that shit. But I did really appreciate that I had to put in my birthday, and they're like, okay, if you're under 16, you're you are capped for how much money you can spend, basically. And if you were under, I think it was 18 or 21, then okay, you have a higher cap, but you're still capped. And then if you're a full-blown adult, then no cap, just spend responsibly. And I thought that was really swell, because underage gambling through gachas is a problem. And it's a kid can always just lie, but they're doing everything they can to mitigate that, which is cool. Krypton, is it Krypton? The people who own Uma Musume, they're also really good at making, they give out free shit all the time. So there's some of the better gacha games out there in terms of not feeling like you're getting scammed all the time. Pink is an awesome color. It is! It's really nice. I don't know why men hate it. It's just red. It's just red with a hue shift. Exactly. The only reason, it's because it was attributed to femininity. In order to... Most things like this come back to capitalism. So the reason why originally pink was considered a masculine color. But it became a feminine color, and for women, when women started to advocate for themselves in terms of, like, we should be allowed to have rights and stuff. You might know about the pink tax. Basically, women started to do things, and so capitalism decided we can make money off of this, and started making things for women. This thing is for women. This is a woman-coded thing, and it is more expensive because it's made special just for you. It works for your delicate skin, for your nice hair, even though it's really the same thing. And so pink was pushed as the feminine thing. And by proxy, toxic masculinity then said, then boys, you can't like pink. Which is silly. But that's just how capitalism works. I learned a lot about that in art history. Art history was fun, but because it's art, but as with all history, it is frustrating. So yeah, that's why. Yeah, and you'll see that kind of happen, because cause a wheel. You'll see that happen over and over, where something starts to become popular. Oh no, well that's for girls, so you shouldn't like it. And it stops being popular. But I am not a historian, so I do not have more examples on standby. Ah, well. Guess you'll just have to take my word for it. What all good, history facts come with. You'll just... Source, trust me, bro. Krypton? Oh! It's Cygames! It's Cygames, it's not Krypton. I saw Krypton, and I saw it with a K, and I was like, ooh, that is the wrong one. Yeah, it's Cygames, not Krypton. Krypton is, it's the other one I see all the time, because it's Project Sekai. Which actually, it's not even spelled with a K, but you helped me see the way. Speaking of Project Sekai, exciting stuff. We're getting close to the annual anniversary event. Yippee yahoo wahey! Which also means me ranking 3D MVs. Those videos have received diminishing returns on view count. Each one I do has like done worse and worse than the previous one. I think I gotta change up the thumbnail, so I'm planning on doing that. Yeah, that's kind of all I gotta say about that. And then I think I'd also like to do a video talking about some of the art in the game, because the art's really nice and I like it, and I want to talk about art. And sometimes I think about, what if I did, like, kind of bi-weekly-ish, basically do videos discussing card art as they come out, because I like art, I'm, and, I've got opinions, so I could probably do short little videos talking about those, but is that something anybody would actually watch? I don't know, I guess I could always stop if I'm like, alright, these are boring, no one's watching these. I don't know, it feels hard to ask you guys, because I feel like none of you all even care about Project Sekai. You watch my videos because you'll be like, it's Twiins, and I'm like, how come none of you like what I like? Why are you here? That sounds neat? Hell yeah. If I were smart, I'd make it shorts. But that would include editing shorts, and I don't know, that feels a little stressful. Also, I worry I'd be a bit too much of a chatty Cathy, but I can think about it. Hang on, I gotta think for a moment. Okay. Nice. Okay. Great. Done thinking. I say do it. Analyzing art is always fun. It do be always fun. And the art's one of my favorite parts, because, the outfits are, a lot of the same thing in Project Sekai. If you've watched, like, my hot take videos, then you'll know how I feel about that. But, the art is so pretty. I really like keeping track of the art, so hell yeah. But I think I want to wait until an arbitrary good starting point, and I think post the 3rd anniversary, and then I do a video kind of discussing some of my favorites, and keeping you, just letting you all know what my plans are. In relation to just Project Sekai, I've also always got, like, I almost just hit stop streaming, instead of restarting my BGM. But yeah, do a video talking about some of my favorite, card arts, and then just from there, just discussing card art as it comes out. Sounds like a pretty fun, solid plan, if you ask me. But I've got some stuff I need to do before Pokemon comes out, so it won't happen right away, especially because I need to do the 3D anniversary ranking video first anyway. So yeah, hell yeah. Yippee, we finished the shading. Okay, let's bring her back in so I can look at her. Nice, she's cute. She's cute and good. Let's see if I'm smart enough to add lipstick here. Gotta be brave. Yellow lipstick is a bold choice. Let's trust the process right now, and then when we zoom out... Okay, it's a little much. Hang on. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, hang on. Okay. We're trying it again. Sounds neat, sounds cool, sounds good. Hell yeah! Plot twist, it's not lipstick, it's mustard. Okay, what if we... Okay, much better. Way better. She doesn't look like a clown now. Okay. What if we also just... How do we feel? Does she look good? Do we like her? How do we feel? What do you feel? What do you think? Do you have thoughts? Do you have opinions? The brief spaghetti noodle of a mustache she had. She's so pretty. Okay, it's sounding good. It's sounding positive. Let's add just a little bit of blush to her cheeks. So she looks alive. That's really subtle, self. That's a little... No. I don't like this color. That's fine. Okay, let's add some shine and then she's all done. There's a guy I watch that always talks about designs in shorts. TB Skine. I've not heard of him before. I've probably said that wrong too. He always breaks down designs so interesting, giving them a narrative part. I think it's doable, doing it in shorts. I think you're right. I feel like, more often than not, I've got, like, opinions, but, you know, having a full kind of breakdown of card art is not something that could, like, fill 10 minutes, and which at that point, you know, I'd be getting diminishing returns on ad revenue anyway. So, I think you're right. It is a lot like what Critter does, isn't it? I try not to do that. I try not to do things, because that I know Critter does. But Critter does everything. a cutie pie. Nice. It's Ketchup. Hell yeah. What a cute little gal. Let me just clean up this. Awesome. Critter Schmithers, you do it anyway. Aw. Oh, hang on, I'm stretching. I don't know if you heard my elbows pop just then. Check him out, he is neat. I will, I promise. Now, it's time for the hard part. Rhonda. So, let's get a new canvas over here. Badoink. And I'm going to... I'll grab Renee again, why not? It'll be easier. Since Ketchup's in layers, so I'll just use Renee. Renee is the starting point for everyone else's height. Great, there's Renee. Now Rhonda is actually really big, so I want Rhonda to be, well, really damn big. And yeah, there's Rhonda. I'm figuring it out. I'm still thinking. I think the plan is a head accessory. Like I'm adding adding clothes to her basically. But for now, we gotta get Rhonda in here. Oops, wrong layer. Now Rhonda is a bit of a big girl. She's big and polite and shy. But not like, she's not a wallflower, she's just, you know, mindful. Demure. I watched Dragon Ball Superhero. So pretty. Rhonda, buff lady. Overhyping. It's having a great time right now. Oh yeah, I watched Dragon Ball Superhero. And that shit ruled. That was such a good movie. I don't know how much you'd like it if you're not a fan of Dragon Ball already. Like, it really zips past a lot of information. So, but, it was just real fun, and it has made me realize I'm in love with Piccolo. So now you know, I was a Tien Shinhan girl, and yeah, I still love Tien Shinhan who. I still love Tien Shinhan too, because how can you not? But goddamn Piccolo. What a good guy. And you can't see it, but she does have like a six-pack here. But she'll be wearing her dress, so it doesn't really matter. I have a Dragon Ball shirt I occasionally wear. Don't know anything about Dragon Ball. Is that the Piccolo Dad movie? Yes. I feel like I was gonna say something. Oh, right. I, for the longest time, had a Hot Topic, Dragon Ball hoodie that I wore. That was, if it was cold, that's what I wore. And now in hindsight, I look back on that and I go, ew, kind of cringe. Because it was orange. It looked like Goku's gi. And near the end of its lifetime there, Boruto, because I stopped wearing it because, you know, I needed something that looked a little nicer. But Boruto came out, and so a bunch of people were like, I like your Boruto hoodie. And I'm like, it's Dragon Ball. But yeah, you know what I actually recommend if you're interested in getting into Dragon Ball? Watch the abridged series. It is, you know, some parts don't age as well. Yeah, it is from, you know, an older era of the internet. But as they progress forward, their comedy also gets a little, you know, progresses as well. And, so yeah, I should save, hang on. AC. Rhonda. But yeah, watch the abridged series. It's really damn good. It's, how I got into Dragon Ball. Hang on, I'm angling foots here. Okay, that's acceptable. Alright. Just watch Zekai. Nah, Zekai's boring. The abridged series is funny. And the first episodes are really short anyway, so it's super easy. I saw one episode of Dragon Ball while at a hotel. It was okay, but I wasn't all that interested. Yeah, Dragon Ball, the actual anime, especially the old anime, is a lot of filler. The jokes about people... Hang on, I just looked down and I realized that her legs are, like, longer than the rest of her torso. So, let's fix these proportions a little bit, yeah? Legs for days, but, this is just a little too much there. Great. And now, we make the rest of her torso just a little bit bigger. I'm glad I looked up. Great. Great, cool, awesome. There we go. And she'll be wearing a dress, so I don't need to worry too much about her, her proportions. But yeah, Dragon Ball the anime is boring. There's a lot of, like... There's a lot of filler. And, it is just boring. So, that's why I recommend, Abridged. Because Abridged also actually does the cardinal thing that so many abridged things get wrong. It actually abridges the show. It really is just, like, they add a few jokes here and there. You know, I do a little bit of extra kind of world building, as it were. They jump away from canon from time to time. But, for the most part, it really is just the show. But abridged. And I think a lot of people, especially back in the day, wanted to make their own abridged series. And I know it looks like she's like flexing to show off her muscles, but I'm having her stand nicely with her hands together. Yeah, a lot of people make the mistake of thinking I'm doing an abridged, which means I need to rewrite it. And, like I need to rewrite the characters and do my own thing, and she can flex and stand nicely. You're so right. But yeah, a lot of people make that mistake, and a good abridged series actually just, it's the show but smaller, but compact. Abridged. Okay, let's get Rhonda hip happening. Let's copy her over. And we don't need you anymore, Renee. Thank you, goodbye. We have two very different looking characters today. Hell yeah! She looks so good. This might be the best kind of muscly person I've ever drawn. Okay. So we're starting off with... Let's just get her nice cute face in here. Imagine you come into stream and you see this and it's like, what's happening? She's not even finished and I'm certain she'll be my favorite. She's gotta have... Here's her forehead. Kind of where her brow begins. Cute little rhino face. There's her brows, so here's her eyes. Okay. She's got these, like, this eyeshadow But her eyes still look nice and friendly. You know, not snooty. That eye might be a little bit small. I can, or a little close. I can kind of finagle that. Got pretty demure little eyelashes. I didn't give her ears, which is fascinating. Yeah, I gotta restart the BGM, but I'm drawn ahead, so... I think her face is all a little on the small side. I'm gonna kind of schnoodle it around slightly. Gonna doop boop boop. Great. And boop boop boop. No, we're gonna undo that second boop. There we go. Okay, BGM, come back. Awesome. Gotta get better at drawing buff people. It's tough! You know what's the biggest tip I saw was, so you've got an arm, you know. There's a hand. We're not focusing on that. And you go, I want to add muscle. And you think, but actually, muscle grows on both sides. That's how you make muscly body parts look proper, is you gotta add that muscle all around. Deadass, I know, it's just, we were just talking about it. Oh, I'm so low. That's why I feel weird. I'm gonna raise my chair up a little bit. There we go. But yeah, watching Dragon Ball, you'll see a lot of muscles. Is the long and short of it. This is all a lot of head up here. We don't need her head to be that big. Cute. Alright, so it looks like she has no bangs. I've got a picture of her. Hang on. I've got a picture of her at a different angle. Let me pull that up on my phone really quick. Don't you just put the list on buckle mode? Or does YouTube, does the pop-up of, did you want to stop the video to reverse? Smile. No. No, I have it so that when a video ends, it ends. Okay, I see. She's got, like, bangs in a way. I can't show you guys, because it's literally on my phone. But, she's got like this. She's got a very cute little hairdo here. She kind of looks like the art teacher from Blue Period, the university art teacher, not the high school art teacher. You all should read Blue Period. It's so good. I'll keep saying it. We're gonna add an accessory to get kind of her horn in here, I believe. That'll happen in a moment. She looks so sweet. I love her. I can't remember how this dress collar works, so we're gonna kind of figure it out on our own. Hell yeah. Her traps are in the way. Okay, and then, sorry, this outfit is a little complex, so get excited to hear a lot of me going, and then, as I, you know, approach it bit by bit. I knew from the moment I got Rhonda, I was like, a buff girl, because she's a rhino, of course. So, it's fun. I don't have too many super buff characters in my things. You know, some are, you know, I like drawing, you know, pretty beefy boys, but no one quite this jacked. So, it's fun. Oh, I see. We've got a cute little corset situation going on here. It means I gotta think about, like, how fabric moves around the body? Hell yeah! We got cute little lace at the waist as well. But we mustn't forget these laces down the front. We're gonna be adding some, I believe. A little bit extra. As a human, she just has a bit of a longer torso than as a rhino. No, just about the same amount. Not too bad there. File save. I'd like to think she's Petrie's muscle when she's not hanging out with Opal. So, actually, it's funny. I've done Rhonda and Ketchup at the same time because they... Like, I got them in order. I'm going in order, you know? But, they're actually BFFs on the island. They are always hanging out together. I showed you guys a picture of... It's Rhonda and Ketchup sitting, and they're wearing sunglasses, but Rhonda, her sunglasses are like up here. And I'm like, they're best friends. So actually, the two I'm drawn today are, like, that's the two who hang out. Little sleeve, and then a second sleevey. And it enters the third dimension. Okay. And then she's got these, like, little hoofy things, and I think I want to give her French tip nails, and that's how we're representing her rhino hooves. So, which means I gotta actually draw a hand properly in order to convey some good nails. What a shame I've put her at an angle where it's really hard to see her goddamn fucking fingers. What's wrong with me? Big buff girl and small girl, exactly. Hanging out, and they're like, we're totes cute. And it's like, yeah, we are. Alright, now time to do the other arm. I don't know if I'm gonna get this rose pattern you can see on the dress on here, just because doing patterns is fucking hard. Maybe I'll try some kind of BS. She looks like she'd be a villain if, The Promised Neverland kept being good, you know? I think that's all I could say about that. Great. This silhouette is so different. I want to give her big hair so bad, because I like hair. But, so it's really different from what I usually do. But it's fun. Fun to play outside your usual wheelhouse. Gotta add ruffles to her cute little Lolita dress. Actually, I really want to get this dress in-game for myself. I mean, I'd like it IRL too, but yeah, in-game specifically, I think it'd be really fun. I'm gonna have this. We're adding kind of a fourth layer, again, because size is different. And then make sure you have dimension to your ruffles. What a gal. Cheat, lie, and gaslight for that pattern. I'd love to, but I don't have all them fancy brushes other artists have. She would. She has so much Promised Neverland mom vibes, doesn't she? I think it's the hair and this pose, and then like this general collar shape that's doing it. Alright. And then she's probably got like... She's got socks on. You're wearing a Lolita dress like this, you've absolutely got Socks on. Thick ass socks. I'm basically adding these so I don't forget about the texturing when I get to the line art. I probably won't, but you know, it never hurts. Never hurts to be prepared. Okay, and then we're gonna kind of bullshit some shoes that look good here, that match the rest of her outfit. So we're gonna start with, actually, a cute little fold over moment. Then I think some cute little, like, Mary Janes. That is cute. Twiins says, that is cute. Yeah, since she a little shy-ish, a little demure and mindful, a little stepping on her own toe, being like, oh golly, ooh, you know, like, standing on your own toes and having your fingers, like, touching each other. Those are your feet. You know, this is like from your perspective, and then your arms, you know. Okay, almost done. She's got a big ass horn that I want to get on here, so we gotta figure that out. And like I said, I think we're gonna add a cute head accessory. I think we're gonna give her like a cute little tiara. Let me add a new layer so I don't fuck up what I've got going on. No, but actually what I think we're gonna do is like a back of the hair kind of hair accessory. There we go. That silhouette is correct. Hell yeah. What a gal. What a cutie pie. Alright. Now we gotta do the line art. Oh, here, we can fuse these. Those shoes are cute, thank you. I'm not good at drawing shoes, so I have to take that when I can. Line art, let's a go-go. Headcanon, Ketchup bought her the hair accessory while they were out on a shopping trip, and she wears it every day. That's cute. That's cute, I like that. Yeah, it's like a three-pronged thing. Yeah, the angle makes it pretty tough, but basically my idea is kind of like a tiara. But it's, it clips to the back of your head. You know, fancy. Oh, we don't need to draw the little brow line here. She looks like she's subtly threatening you with her muscles while kindly asking you to leave. Meanwhile, it's, hi, how are you doing today? I'm intimidated. Like, she doesn't even need to roll an intimidation check. I watch videos sometimes from artists, you know, drawing things and doing stuff. And so often, I feel like I encounter this, where artists are like, I want to make sure I have got a really diverse cast of, like, body shapes. Which is good. You know, body shapes and skin tones, that's nice. But I feel like so often, they don't consider the character outside of their unique body shape or skin tone. They almost, and yeah, and I'm not saying, oh, I'm the only one who doesn't stereotype. Obviously I do that. Are you joshing me? You know, I'm not perfect, but, I don't know, I feel like people go, I want to make sure I have, you know, a diverse, you know, collection of skin, like body types. And it's like, hell yeah. And so then I've got the buff guy, and he is the strong one. And it's like, well, yeah, I mean, we're not really breaking new grounds, are we? And, you know, we don't need to try to reinvent the wheel every time. But I think it's good. It is good to have a diversity amongst your cast. But I implore artists to also try to think outside the box and not pigeonhole yourself into stereotypes when doing so. 'Cause one, it's fun. Two, if you're not, I don't know, if you're falling into these stereotypes, then you're resulting in just kind of more boring characters across the board. So, yeah, don't be afraid to go against the grain. But also, don't be afraid to follow the grain sometimes. There's nothing wrong with, you know, the big strong one being the jock or whatever. Are you not perfect? I've been lied to. Who's lying? Who's saying I'm perfect out here? Definitely not me. I would never. I'm too perfect to lie like that. She's so big. I love her. This is such a fun character I've gotten to draw. So glad I did Animal Crossing. So glad I was finally able to do Animal Crossing. I don't know how many more Animal Crossing streams we got in us. Unless I want to grind Happy Home designer houses with you guys. But I don't know. I think we may have reached our limit with Animal Crossing. I think I'd like to start playing something new next Monday. I know Chronos came out. I'm interested about that. The problem is I kind of don't want to spend money right now. So, I'll figure it out. I'll figure out what we're doing. I always do. She's so good. New game? I got a couple games. I got a video game or two we could play. I just play a little bit of the F-Zero game for the rest of the year, every Monday. Always being like, I don't think this game is good, and then I play a little bit of it again next Monday, and then I don't think this game is good, and then I just play a little bit more. Yippee! I was saying yippee to the easy line to draw. Okay, I gotta focus. We're on a hand. Hang on. I am focusing. You can tell I'm focusing because I started to sing. These nails are kinda whack. Every time I draw nails, they're kinda whack. I'm bad at drawing hands. It's just how it is. You gotta appreciate an artist who can actually draw some hands. Allison's pretty good at hands. She would tell you otherwise, but she's wrong. She'd be like, oh no, my hands suck. And it's like, shut up. Shut up, you're wrong. I'm Allison. I'm not good at anything. She lied. What a hoe bag. She can hear me. Is Rhonda the last one for today? Yeah. Yeah, Rhonda will be last. We're getting pretty close to dinner time. I don't want Allison to starve to death. F-Zero YouTuber arc when? I need water. I'm focusing. Okay, I don't need to focus so hard anymore. You know what's nice? I have no idea what's going on with Genshin Impact anymore. That's just nice. It's like, oh wow, I realized that I just really do not care. And it's not like I was ever trying to keep up with Genshin. Every now and then I would check in with their, like, you know, like on their wiki and be like, got any new characters? Oh, wow, what a surprise. Some more girls. Oh, a really generic boy? Wow. And so I've just completely, like, I don't hear anyone talk about it anymore. And that's just kind of nice. I don't know, I hope the people who are playing it are enjoying themselves, of course. That's it. I have no outstanding thoughts or opinions on Genshin Impact. I expect and hope for nothing, because why would I? They could release the most handsome man on planet Earth into their game, and I still wouldn't play it. Oh yeah, didn't they stopped providing service for the PlayStation 5 or 4 as well, which, you know, I guess it makes sense. I think they only had a small player base on that system anyway. But I don't know, just kind of like now I can't even play it. I would have to play it on PC. And I cared so little, they emailed me, you know, it's like, hey, we're not doing the PlayStation anymore, so you got to. I remember back in my day, I was waiting for it to come out on the Switch. That never happened. But yeah, it's like, so we're not doing PlayStation anymore, so make sure you transfer all your info so you can, you know, have all your stuff saved. And I actively went, I don't care. And did not. And so I would have to start over, which might be more fun than actually playing the game from where I was, which was just in the middle of nowhere, doing nothing. I think I ran into the middle of the desert just to see something new. What a crappy game. And what a shame that it has so thoroughly, like, shaped the gacha landscape as we know it currently. My friend's all in on that Honkai Star Rail, so I'm not escaping it. Honkai was more fun to play. Like, it had better gameplay, but it still suffers from the same issue of, man, we don't do that here. Oh, where's our female player base? Oh, I know, we'll get them to come back by releasing a new man. And it's one crappy, generic, ugly-looking man. It looks like his favorite color is butter. And they make no money on it because those of us who like fellas, like, it's really easy to just save up your resources and not, so you can just pull for the new guy whenever he comes out, so you don't need to spend any money. And because they didn't get any money, they go, oh, well, no one wants men. And so it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Copy and paste that across every one of these shitty fucking Genshin clone companies. And that's the hell I am forced to live in. I finished Rhonda's line art. Yippee! Basic anime boy protagonist. Yay. I know, exactly! They're so fucking boring looking. Let's take a tiny break to get some water, go to the bathroom, grab a snack. It won't take us too long to color and shade Rhonda, but I gotta piss, so it's just how it is. So here, I'll pause the BGM and send you all to the spooky music dancing, and I'll be right back. Be right back. In just a quick second. So yippee, get excited. I'm back, here I am. I've returned. Yippee. Wahoo. Yay. Let's have color, it's the best part. I need water, hang on. Let's grab this nice background color. Oh, I still have Renee over here. Okay. Whoops. That's wrong. That's not what we want. That's correct. That is what we want. Okay. Let's also kind of... We have a lot of excess crap going on over here. We don't need all this space. Yippee. Okay. Whoops, wrong thing. That's pretty pink. We'll try it. That's pretty damn pink. Making her look a little sunburnt. Yeah, that's not quite right. Gotta... There we go. A small edit. I did not survive the song. I'm sorry. Yeah, it can get pretty tough out there. Does she actually have pure white eyes? Yes. Like the irises is what I'm referring to there. And her little wingling eyelashes. Oh, that's another thing. The crazy German lady who accosted me at work today. You might remember I mentioned her. Being like, you should go to India for your eye. As if that's doable. She was also like wearing black eyeliner, and I've got a lot of black eyeliner. I've drawn myself for you guys before, how I like to do my makeup. She's like, black eyeliner, you shouldn't wear it because it's got mercury in it. And I was like, sure. Whatever will make you walk away quicker. I don't know, maybe back when you were growing up. But we live in the 21st century now, and we figured out how to do that. And then she's like, you'd be better off, you should actually go to a hardware store and get charcoal. Like, bitch? You think I'm gonna rub charcoal on my eyes? You really are crazy. Crazy people are crazy. It's just how it is. Actually, that matches this, so I'll grab this color. And actually, I actually wanted... Actually, there we go. That's a little bit less jarring. Sometimes when pulling colors directly, like how I like to do, you'll notice with Rhonda, like, there's a lot of variance because the light is over here. And so it's kind of picking what color you feel is the predominant one to your eyes. It'll end up being a bit of like a Rorschach test, which is kind of fun. But yeah, you picking the color that like just kind of feels right is often how I go about it, rather than going for like like this is where the light is, so it's, or this is where the, you know, the median is. You know, I go with what I see, and like what sometimes it's all just about feeling. It's like what feels right. Oh, I just realized there's an edge here. Hell yeah. Cute. Alright, and all this black stuff. It's pretty dang black. Good. Oh, good. It puts the smoke in my smoky eye. Just a whole ass bag of charcoal. Yeah, I know, right? People be crazy. And she just kept coming back to chit chat, and it was like, lady, leave. I'm trying to work. I don't. I get that you don't get to talk to people, and so cornering some schmuck in an establishment like me is the closest you get to human interaction, but I don't know, buzz off. Just stuck at a different time. Yeah, absolutely. She was still living in 1940. Oh, I did forget. I even added the little lines to remember, and I forgot it. And I wanted to represent like a thicker texture here. I can hear Allison clanking around in her bedroom, and I don't know if she has just chosen to eat dinner without me, or if she's like doing science. If she ate dinner without me, I'll be jealous. I've got a renegade line. There we go. Hell yeah! Wearing stockings, leggings. Oh, I just think they're, yeah, like thigh highs. But her skirt just, you know, covers up her thighs. Like how it actually should happen. I understand that's the point, but like with anime, how it'll be like, here, I'm a girl. You know, I'm a girl, and I'm wearing my shirt. And then I've got my skirt. And then I've got my thigh highs there, yeah, and it's just, I don't know, like, it's... And then the skirt will be, like, I don't know. It's just, it's so often it looks clunky. And I get it. That thigh gap is doing it. Okay. She's 16. Stop being a freak. But I'm just so sick of anime bullshit. I'm so tired of anime bullshit. It's so hard to convince myself to watch an anime because they have such, I'm so fucking sick of anime bullshit. I don't want to deal with it anymore. I'm tired of there always having to be some titties out, some fan service not for me. I need a different background color. This is exactly the same color as her shoes. I'm just tired. Tired of anime insisting on being like this. So I just don't watch a whole lot of anime. Well, what are you gonna do? No, that part would be white. Oh. Hang on, what? Ah. Hang on, I was on the wrong layer. I'm lost for a moment. Let me just kind of erase all that. And then back to my colors. Let's fix the shoe and the sock. Do. Like, why do I gotta see uncomfortable fan service? Exactly! It's just tired and it's boring anyway. On top of being like, you know what, I'm just sick of it. Like, who actually enjoys this crap anymore? Like, the pervy kid was no one's favorite part of, My Hero Academia. Nobody liked him. And so why do we keep getting this crappy, cringy fan service? Fan service, in air quotes. Nice French tips that are impossible to see. And now we gotta get her tiara. And then what we're gonna do is actually, and its fade kind of just starts earlier. Just a little bit of pink in her design, huh? It's cute though. What a gal. She does also have her blushing cheeks. Let's add her makeup. So she's got blushies and her eyeshadow, which we're gonna do in a way. There'll be a bit of a process here. Let's trust it. So she's got her eyeshadow, goes up. Cute, pretty, but it like blends out at the top. So we're gonna do that. Hell yeah! Excellent. And actually we're going to push our luck a little bit. That's a little... Perfect. I know what I just did barely changes anything, but it mattered to me. Because it did something. It did something. I did a little bit of a something. Perfect. Alright. Let's make her eye right, and then add some shading. I wasn't looking, so I may never find that change. Actually, that can happen on the shine layer. So, let's jump straight into shadows. Let's take a moment to stretch. Take your arm, stretch it across you. If you're stretching and you're not feeling any kind of tension, you're doing it wrong. If you're stretching and it hurts, then you're also not doing it right. Has my BGM been this loud this whole time? Can you guys even hear me? Am I talking over music? So I worry about it so much. Stupid, dumb background music. That's why I'm always yelling, and then I blow out my voice. Okay. Shading time, initiate. Yeah, we'll get rid of her colors too, why not? Actually, no, we'll keep them. The reason why I did get rid of them while doing Ketchup is because she had a really dark skin tone, and I worried that it would kind of fiddle-dee-dee around with the shading layer. Just because if two colors are too similar in color on Clip Studio Paint, it kind of doesn't differentiate them, and it gets in the way of the fill bucket. It happens pretty regularly while I'm working on my comics. So, I was circumventing that. I was cutting that off at the pass. But it's not something we need to worry about quite as much with Rhonda here, at least for now. What a gal. What a sweetie pie. Everyone's favorite. Because that's the thing also. If you make something interesting, that becomes everyone's favorite. Yeah, people will be so afraid to try something new. It's kind of like harkening back to when I was talking about don't be afraid to, think outside the box for your character designs, because people love new stuff. They like unique stuff. And so, if you're a little go too far with it, if you're trying too hard, people will tell that too. But people love new ideas. So don't be afraid to try to make some new ideas. This shadow is also a little heavy. We're probably going to make it lighter by the end of this, but for right now, it makes it easy to see. Allison's microwaving a lot. But I don't know. I don't know if she's eating or if she's doing science. I go out there and it's like Professor Plutonium in at the beginning of Powerpuff Girls. Adding Chemical X. I'm Mojo Jojo bumping into Allison, accidentally adding the chemical, creating the world's most perfect little girls. Was that the end of how it went? Be a tryhard, but don't be a tryhard. Here's the difference. Try hard, but don't be a tryhard. One includes action. One includes just talking a lot. We're almost done. Yippee! Sorry. End of the stream. Sometimes I get a little bit more quiet when we get near the end of the stream. I've run out all the funny stories to tell. And then I'll, end stream. And then I'll be like, oh, fuck, I wanted to mention this. Oh, well. And then I just forget about it. And then next stream begins and I forget everything. That's why I have to make lists so often. Yeah, this shadow's real dark. Oh, am I gonna add the rose pattern? Oh, I probably can. Ho hum. Ho hum hum ho. I also have a terrible memory. I blame the head injury. Oh no. I don't want to shade in her fingers, because like her fingernails too much, because I don't know. I want people to be able to see the French nails that are invisible and kind of look bad. Yes, do it for the pattern. Oh, okay. Here's the worst part about doing fucking ruffles like this. Adding layer, like, these cute ruffly layers, fun. Shading in these cute ruffly layers, angry face. You know? Boo. Makes me wanna be lazy. Sometimes I see art of like people doing art, like videos, and they color everything like that. They don't use the fill bucket. They just you know, scribble until it's filled, and I'm like, girl, why? Do you not love yourself? The fill bucket. And if you have like a more painterly art style, you need clean lines for the fill bucket to work. I can understand people who would be like, dude, the fill bucket's my worst enemy. Every time I try to use it, it just fills the whole page and I hate it. So, you know, different strokes for different folks. But, I don't know, I'm just like, I'm flabbergasted every time. I'm like, but, especially if they do have clean line art. And I'm like, just use the fill bucket! It'll save you so much time! Jesse! The fill bucket is right there! Need water. Last time I streamed, I rated us into an artist. I've been checking up with him a lot. He's got good stuff. It was Howie? He goes by Victor. Oh man, I can't remember what I was gonna say. It was a compliment. Was it about the raid? I can't remember. I appreciate that you guys, tolerated me, fumbling around with that for a little bit, though. That was nice. And you were all very well behaved. Golly, what was I gonna say about it, though? Well, either way. He does some good stuff, so... So yay. I don't know, I guess that's it. I feel like I was gonna mention that he also, like, talks while he does art, which was really nice. Because I've mentioned this plenty of times, that I feel like most artists work in silence. And that's alright, you know. Good. Do it. Do whatever makes you happy. But I appreciated him, like, just talking as well, because, you know, if you're streaming, you know, that's such a unique opportunity to get to talk, like, discuss the picture you're working on as you're doing it. And so it was really cool. It's few and far between that you can find artists doing that. Yippee! There's the shading done. let's make it a little bit lighter. 66 is a bit heavy. There we go. That be a gal right there. Let me also move real Rhonda down. Oh. Okay, there she is. Okay. Alright, cool. And now we can add some shine, and she's all done. I do believe. I ain't no good at keeping you all entertained for this long when it comes to art. I need to think about more stuff to say. Yeah, we're getting her eyes in here first. I've been really enjoying streaming for longer, though. God damn. Yeah, it's been really fun, like, doing the longer streams. And they're not all, like, super duper long, but I'd like to try to keep working towards making them more super duper long. I need this to be way brighter. Okay, good. Good enough, I guess. I want to imply that this is, you know, metallic back here. I'd like to stream even, like, more again at some point, but, currently working in the back rooms. I just don't have enough time. But sooner or later. She's so good. I've gone to the part of the stream where I'm just complimenting my own art. Her eyes are beautiful. Wow. I know, right? Like, look at those. Look at those down there. Look at her. Who was not entertained? Sacrifices must be made, basically. My viewer count has never grown too high. Like, I feel like I've never gotten more than, outside of when getting rated. Like, I tend to stay in, like, the 10s maximum, it seems. I don't have a doc open that shows me how many viewers I've got. I feel like it would have been a poor choice to be able to watch my number go down. But I had the thought of, okay, well, if I want more viewers and if I just stream for more hours, then I have that 10 different people just across more time. You know what I'm saying? Inscription, it would be worthless on me. I've watched Floppy Cock's video. You should check him out. Flawed Peacock. I've seen that too much. I know all the secrets. I know all of it. So Inscription would be a waste on me. But we did Rhonda. Yippee wahoo! What a pretty gal. Two real pretty gals today. Rhonda and Ketchup. Little cutie pies. What's Inscription? You should check out Flawed Peacock's video on it. And it's a cool, fun game. But yay! Two best friends bumming around, being cutie pies, hanging out with each other. They're also, like, Ketchup is, like, at, like, this high. So yippee! I will post these to Twitter and Blue Sky in the not too distant future. But for right now, that's gonna be it for today. Thanks for being here! Yay! Wahoo! Woohoo! Wahey! Wow! Yippee! Yeah. So yeah, thanks for being here. Make smart choices. Drink your water. Eat your vegetables. Eat a sandwich. Eat a sandwich made out of vegetables. And that'll be be it for today. So goodbye, goodbye.